Good day. So, continuing from my last session, where I was working on getting a notification into Snippet Expander, where it was after checking to see whether the daemon was running. If it wasn't, then check to see whether the daemon was actually installed, so you could then maybe kick it off. So I got kind of a little bit sort of stuck and was basically running out of time, and things were happening. So cut short. But last night I did have a little think about it and wrote some to-dos as to what I might do to get it working. So let's have a little look. In the source. So the problem I've got at the moment is after the is Daemon and Daemon running have ran, I don't currently have a method, a way of getting to is Daemon installed, sending that message, so it then calls the is Daemon installed function, which then returns a result via Daemon installed below there. So I was trying to work out what the best method is. I think I will just chain it. I think I will just make sure that after we've handled Daemon running, we will then dispatch another message to say, is the daemon installed? So if we have the daemon is not running, I think, we could always do it, I suppose. We could always do the test. Anyway, we'll dispatch is daemon installed to kick off that process. And then at the end of daemon installed chain, we then say, okay, right, let's kick this little process off by a timer again. So basically just moving the timer start on the back of doing the daemon running to the back of daemon installed. So I'm just going to move that down, sort of. However, I'm not completely convinced. I mean, that's the way to go. But let's have a go and see if we can get it working. So, and then we can always refactor later. So at the moment, I have this daemon running, and then it is doing the maybe start timer, which I don't want to do anymore. I want that to be, yes, so I can take that out. And drop that here. That. So maybe start timer and then daemon installed. And then here, I want a new function. I think I'm just going to call it handle daemon running. And I said in my first to-do there, update the model and dispatch. So I think I'll just pass in the actual result. And let it do the population of the model and emit the event effect. I might end up doing the same with Daemon installed as well. In fact, I will. Because I wanted to do a start timer message. I just basically want to sort of decouple it a little bit and make it so that should I want to switch up anything else, I can just throw out another event and swap things around a bit. Yeah, okay, let's do that. So let's get these things here first. So we'll do start timer, which will not have any value. It's going to call maybe start timer with just the models. Don't think we need, you won't have anything set yet. It will do that. That should be okay. Okay. So we'll add a start timer message here. Now we need to create a handle daemon. Is daemon installed is okay. Maybe start timer is not correct anymore. That's going to be handle daemon installed. And again, that's just going to have daemon installed passed in. Like that. And then at the end of handle daemon installed, we'll do a dispatch. A start timer, I think. Yeah. Yeah, because all I really need to do is this kind of thing here. Grab that. So once we've updated, yeah, okay, I think that'll work. Right. So past all the time stuff. So let's get rid of that. Is Daemon running? And what we're going to do is function, no handle. And pass in model. Oh, no. Pass in a variable called Daemon running. Simple. I do need to pass in. Otherwise, I can't re-emit it, update it. So, take the model and the value. Is that a good API? we'll see. We'll see how this evolves. So that's going to return a tuple of model and effect with a message. So when we get the model, we just need to update it, and then we need to do that dispatch. So fairly simple actually. For the new model, we'll take in the existing one and updating its Daemon running. And then we are going to emit a new effect called is Daemon installed. So that's basically just triggering the next process. Daemon is running. Forget that for the moment. Actually, I will trigger the next check for is stopped. And then I can, if I decide not to do that, based on the value of the daemon running or not, I can update that comment and all that kind of stuff. But I'm going to keep it in, just doing both checks for the moment, just to make sure it works. Okay, so in theory, that should work. We'll take that, and now we're going to do the same, but for a daemon installed. Handle update the model with whether the daemon is installed. Triggers the next check for whether no. Yeah, for whether the timeline is running. So, handle daemon installed. Should have just done a search replace, but hey, we're there now. So daemon installed. And then dispatch start timer. Okay, so that's our little chain of events that we need to bring up. Is the daemon running? Is it even installed? Kick off the timer to see on every 5 seconds that the daemon's running, because we can't do anything without it, and then carry on that process. Right. I think that's okay. So we've done that. Is Daemon installed? Stays as is. Calling is Daemon installed. Good. Daemon installed. Handle Daemon installed. Yep. And then the timer. Start timer, maybe start timer. Okay. So then we've got Daemon installed up here. And then in the model, sorry, the view. So this is where we might need to make some more changes later because I'm not sure I've done the right thing here. So we have the main view here. So model Daemon runner. So if the Daemon is running, we just show the main view. Otherwise, we show both, but no Daemon running view, which I need to rename. That's not right. And Daemon installed view. Okay. Yeah. I might end up going back to how I had it before, where I have a Daemon with a no Daemon running view, which includes the Daemon installed view, because you don't need. But then I do like it that it stacks properly. So that should work. We have no Daemon running view. Just shows a notice. And then the Daemon installed view, depending on whether it's installed or not, we will say Daemon installed. This is going to change. This is that moment just a notice. And then if it's not installed, not Daemon. Daemon's not installed. Okay. All right, I think we might have everything we need there. Let's build that. Yeah. Build in expander. Right, so at the moment, the expander will be running, so fine. And let's kick it off. This is actually a test to see whether the timer is working. So I'll kill it. So snip expander stop. Daemon. Okay, it looks like snip expander is installed. Good. Okay, in the last session it wasn't doing that test, and it was always saying it was not installed because by default the model says it's not installed until we update it. So that's good. So that's working. Great. All right. And let's do something daft to test this now. So let's do sudo move user bin. Can't type user local bin snip expanded day or user local bin snip expanded dz. Right, so this breaks the daemon. Oh, sorry, makes it look like it's not installed. Hey, there we go. It does not look like the required snip expander Daemon is installed. Brilliant. Okay, so that works. Let's put it back. It looks like snip expander D is installed. Smart. Okay. And then when I start it up again, and stop it. Great. Good stuff. Okay. So what have we got here? Just the Gleam changes. See if is that okay? Didn't leave any junk in there, did I? Okay. So this is all, it's okay, but I mean, I could technically, I could get rid of the is Daemon installed and the start timer messages, simplify things, because all I really need to do is call the is Daemon installed function or the maybe start timer from the result of handle Daemon running and handle Daemon installed respectively. I think we'll leave it as is for the moment. It's kind of handy having these messages and knowing the process flow there. Nothing's hidden. And I might chop things up later. What have we got next? Right, what I might do is just quickly save this, and then we'll add in the button, which actually starts the Daemon. Okay, here. Okay, that name bugs me. I'm going to change that. So I'm going to substitute no Daemon. I'm just going to be very explicit there. I'm just going to call it Daemon running. View. Okay. That's better, I think. View, notice view. Okay, we're good. What should we use today? Let's use LaserKit. add that and commit. Add initial stored test and view. That'll do. Okay, now for the button. This will be fun. So we have a notice view, and I can pass in an element to be displayed. And so that's what we're doing up here for the Daemon installed view. And when it's installed, what I want to do is not only pass in some text, I want to pass in a button. So it's going to be more of a container now with some text and a button. And I'll show you how I did that in the old version. So in the Svelte version, we've got start Daemon notice. That's probably it. You can see all I'm doing is passing some text and a button. Can I go to that? Yep. And that is just a p tag that is then getting the contents slotted in. So I probably can do basically the same. And you can see what happens here. We've got a handle start Daemon, which is just going to. Here we've got this little state. Forgot about that. Got a little bit of state there. So I'm going to have to pass through the model. So we might have a little. At some point, we might have something that says wait for the Daemon to start. And we've got the error stuff there as well. Okay. This is getting a little bit more complicated now. I'm going to actually have to start catching errors and things in the Gleam code, which we haven't done yet. We've been a little bit lazy. Say we. I've been really lazy. Okay. I'm just wondering. Should the notice take a list of elements, so I can just pass them in, because at the moment it's only taken a single element and I put it in the list that the p tag container requires. I think that would make sense, because then I don't need to do something like a div, which then completely changes the structure. All I want to do, I mean, I can pass it a div in a list if I really wanted to. Because this definitely takes a list and a list. Yeah, okay. Let's do that. So this is now going to be elements. It takes the list of message. And then here we just have an elements. In there. Just the keystrokes, thank you. Okay, so these things here are going to need. So this is a plain. Can't do anything about it at the moment. Pass in just the text element. This one, however, is going to be the element. Ooh. And HTML button just empty attributes at the moment, and then I need to have in that HTML text with G18N translate the translator and text. What text do we have? Let's try this out. Gleam run minus module G18 slash dev. Does it have a list? No. Does that work? Oh, I'm in the wrong place. Yeah, okay. I think I'll do that. Does it give me help? Yes, cool. Keys. could just go into the file and have a look. But my keys list. Dunk. There we go. I want probably Daemon start. Daemon start. Okay. And then I should have another notice here. I think that's it. Let's run it. Cool. Okay. Not pretty. We need to do some work on that. But we do have a button that changes as soon as you hit it. I wonder why that's happening. Anyway, it's not doing anything yet anyway. In the original, I have some gaps there. So I must have some CSS. And I've also got some typing on it as well. So notice warning, button, unclick. It's not going to style it there. I wonder. Okay. I have a bunch of style in the button component there. Which I'm going to need. That's quite a lot of style there. Not sure I really want to slap that into the Gleam. You might be better just put that into CSS. Yeah. So, let's do that. There. So we will take all of this and I'm going to remember where it is. Oh, I keep hitting the wrong thing. So, and just right, just yeah, that too. Okay. Yeah, I don't have buttons in here. See, that's the thing. So I'm just going to stick at the end here for a moment. But I think I'm really torn because it is nice having all the styling. In the button component. Could do this. Now I'm going to try and remember whether the new styling is working in the kit and whether I've even done that right. Because I'm doing, oops, because I've not done the new nested styles without doing SAS. I've done like that. Why did you not reconfigure? I'm going to do 2. Okay, it's too much. And that's got too much there. Oh, that's a mess. This 2 will fill. It was tabbed, of course. I'm going to have to go look up the CSS syntax now for nesting because I don't do it unless I'm using SAS. Let's see this. Never needed it. So, with luck, it's the same syntax, and that means button. If not, I'll just flatten it out. See what happens. Don't hold out much hope. It's close. It's getting there. Not quite right, but it does keep its style. Okay, so this might be an issue with using WebKit though. So even so, but let me quickly look. Again. Might help. Yeah, right. Okay. Come on. It's been a while. Okay, so where's the nesting? There we go. At Wails. Right down then. Oh, it's just a space. Okay. Right. States the relationship between the parent and husband. So this in child was selected relative to the parent element without the absence of the child role selector selects child elements. Right. Child role selectors the same specificity weighting as if they really is. Parent role style property is child role. When the browser passes necessary, the automate adds white space between selectors to create a new CSS selector role. The following code shows equivalent non-nesting roles. Right, okay. And nested. Attached with no white space to the parent role, such as when using pseudo class or creating the nested selector must be immediately appended to achieve the desired effect. The pseudo example where we want to start an element, provided styles to be applied at all times, and also nesting some styles to be applied only on. If the absent is not included, white space is added, and we end up with rules that apply the nested styles to any ordered descendant of the parent Sector this down a lot of what. Okay. Within this inspector added with no white space. The element matched by the parent will be styled when hovered. Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's what I want. Is it though? I've been looking at this, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I need to actually double check my CSS. So, the structure. So if it's a button and it's hovered, right. And then here, that should be that. And then when the button is active, we want that. When it's disabled, and when it's a primary danger or secondary. So is that correct? That's correct. Appended to reverse the context source. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. So I could do featured card. Okay. Alright, so no generator will be still read even when nesting to class. Important because is a cannot really match anything. Okay. Right. Let's say child, which is the same as that. That's fine. Okay. So I think I'm alright, but I can't really tell from this. Right, what have we got? Where have you? It might be okay. It might not. Depending. So what we've got here. So we've got the basics there. And then on hover, on not disabled, and focus not disabled. Got highlight color. think that should be okay. Don't think that's the right colour though. Yeah, it should be blue, which is the primary colour. Oh, that's because I'm not telling it to be a primary colour. Okay, so it is working. Right, okay. I haven't done that yet. Right then. Yeah, so where am I doing here? Yeah, I'll just do this. See what that does. Oh, wrong one. Okay, that's better. Doesn't do anything though, because we haven't hooked it up. Okay, but that will be a task for another time. I'm running out of time. But that's looking good. That's exactly what I need at the moment. So if I look at the original, it's basically the same stuff going on. Same padding-ish, maybe a little bit more there. Let's start actual snippet expander. No, it won't, because I've got that up and running. Okay. But yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, it's active there. Okay. Good. Should we say this? Yeah. Add start button to start Daemon button. Stored view. That'll do. Okay. Save that for safety. Okay, so next time we need to hook up that button to get it going, and then start thinking about how to actually get snippets and so on. Maybe start hooking up some tests as well before we get too far That might be a good idea as well, so that we could keep myself honest. But anyway, so I better go. So until next time, thanks for watching and take care.